welcome to episode 147, recorded on Wednesday, October 8th. You're hearing it on the 9th, hopefully, as we drop this episode. But as we record this, a certain somebody is probably dreaming of her birthday cake today. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, yes, it's Arlene Dickinson's birthday. How did you know? And Chevy Chase and Matt Damon. Oh, yes, and me, yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, it's so nice to spend your birthday with you. And we will just lean into gratitude because it's Thanksgiving weekend, and we'll say we're thankful for the Jays giving us such a great ride this season. If I sound a little subdued, it's because it was kind of a sleepless night, but of course the Jays did it by the same score that the Maple Leafs did it in their opening night. I mean, it just doesn't get any better. But I'm not going to get all worked up about the Leafs right now. Of course, it's all about the Blue Jays, who are off to the ALCS. Now, we don't know if it's going to be Seattle or Detroit yet, but here we go.
It's funny. I love it when they win and everything, but it has no bearing on me whatsoever. You guys ride the highs and the lows for so many years, and it's just like a roller coaster.
Why do we do this to ourselves, Lisa? You've got it figured out.
Do I?
I think you really do. But it is one of those things, I wouldn't have missed it for the world. You know, that old song.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I love watching them. You know, I prefer to be at the game. But at this point in the season, when there's so much at stake, it's must-see TV almost.
So what is in the books for your birthday? What are you doing?
Very exciting. I woke up like every other day and started with radio.
Uh-huh.
Then I was given treats and a very funny card about how old I am, and a gift certificate for winners, which is something I said I would be happy to receive from my husband.
Good.
Then I went grocery shopping.
Ooh.
Let's see. Then I cleaned vegetables.
Wow.
Then I worked on an audiobook that I'm recording. Yeah, it's just another day, but a nice one. It's nice to get all the greetings from people, and I love the haiku you wrote, Aaron, and I truly appreciate it.
5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't used my fingers that much since the last time I was shopping myself and trying to add things up. Well, as folks are listening, today Rob and I are heading east. We're getting on a Porter flight, going to Toronto, taking actually a red-eye so that Friday morning we will be hitting the 401 and all of the highways around Toronto before rush hour gets going. That's how bad Toronto traffic is. You plan your flight to come in at almost the middle of the night now to avoid traffic.
But I gotta tell you, this isn't a happy moment because there's almost no such thing as rush hour anymore. It's just freaking constant. So I hope you do get the lower ebb of it because you're coming to my place. The sooner the better as far as I'm concerned. So it'll be safe travels, and then we'll be doing turkeys and movies and stuff and things. Yeah.
Yes. So excited. Well, your present from me, which arrives tomorrow, is not me and Rob. It is something that's coming to your door. Something delicious that you and I are going to enjoy all weekend.
Oh, geez. I thought it was a pony until you said delicious. Well, good. Yay.
Yeah, that kind of ties in with our twits later on about stuff we do and don't eat. But anyway, let's get to the fun stuff. One of the most beautiful things about coming to Ontario at this time of year, or being in Ontario, as so many people are the colors on the trees. How are they this year, by the way?
They seem to be a little later because we are only getting our first frost this week.
Wow.
And yet there are bursts of it here and there. In Port Stanley, when we went on our walk this morning, we found one of the trees was just bright red. So it's here and there. It's coming, though.
Okay, you couldn't have held on to the 30 degrees for me.
Tried. I clutched onto it like grim death, but it would not stay. Yep.
Well, another great thing about going out on the Thanksgiving weekend is so many people have art tours. Do you see those around where you are? Because we were over on Pender and Gabriola, and of course, so many artists on the Gulf Islands, and everybody's got their shingle out, all the shingle ladies, for their art. I never do it. I never go in. Well, what about you?
Well, we do have a lot of artists here, and there is an Elgin County art tour that my friend Patricia and I went on. We went to about 6 or 7 places because you can't do the whole thing. We're kind of targeting different areas, different years, but I think there are something like 24, and you go into people's homes or into their backyard or whatever and see. I really enjoy it, and don't feel bad about not buying anything because some of it's so expensive. I didn't buy anything this year. I have bought in the past, but I have to really be moved by it. And I used to feel really bad about leaving without making a purchase. Now I realize, it's not about me to give them a living. If it speaks to me and I really want it, I'll get it.
See, that's where you and I differ. I will not even stop at stalls in our street market or any market at all because I don't want to look at something that someone has put their heart and soul into and go, not for me. I know, it's crazy. It's taking on too much. But I just feel like, and then the extra step of going into their home or their backyard, it's like, we've got you now. You're going to buy something, right? I mean, what if I'm the difference between them giving up their entire life's dream and going back to accounting because they just couldn't sell that pottery coffee mug or that painting of a fly or something? I don't know, Lisa.
Well, the neat thing is when you're on a tour like this, at least the one we were on, there were always so many people murmuring and moving around and looking at stuff. And invariably there'd be somebody buying something. You didn't feel like you were the only one there making a life or death decision on somebody's art. So it was pretty cool. There's one woman who made metal art and I just thought it was the coolest thing. But then you start looking at it practically and it's like, well, where am I going to put it? And then this time there was nothing like that for me, but I sure do appreciate the effort.
Yeah, no kidding. And so much talent. Here's to the beauty of fall in Ontario. And is it still corn season in Ontario or have we missed that?
Oh, no, there's corn, definitely.
Good.
In fact, I'm going to get some extra corn holders so that we have enough. Just around the corner from us is a farmer's market where they bring it right in off the stalk. So, yeah, we'll be getting some of that. Yep.
Beautiful.
So, Erin, we've talked about MAID on this program before, of course, medical assistance in dying. And my cousin chose MAID when his cancer got to be too much. And there was a celebration of life for him last weekend in Walkerton and picked up my aunt and cousin in Woodstock and we went up and it was pretty amazing. He was so loved and so popular and so much fun. It was a really cool thing to go and see. And everybody seemed to really be appreciative of the fact that he could decide when was enough for himself, you know?
Mm-hmm. And do you know if he planned this celebration of life? Because you know me and I know you. I think I would micromanage everything down to the nth. Okay, at the 10-second mark, and then give that 40 seconds, and then we're going to go into this, and then a little bit of Layla, just the piano part by Eric Clapton,
No, not only that, he really wouldn't have wanted it probably. It was something his wonderful widow, Norma, did, and she did a beautiful job she got somebody to do the video and all that kind of thing. It was a beautiful, beautiful day, and there had to be close to 200 people there, and it was really nice, but it's not something I don't think Chris would have actually wanted it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's okay because it was for us. It was for us to have some closure and to be able to talk about him, and he'd be embarrassed if everybody was standing around saying wonderful things about him, but he wasn't there. So, it was kind of for us, and I'm good with that.
Yeah, well, you're so good with words. Did you get up and say anything? Because they say that, public speaking and dying are the two biggest fears. And then at a celebration of life, you're kind of combining the two, right? So
that's right, yeah.
Did you?
No, I got up first because Norma knew that I would be the most comfortable getting up and speaking in front of people. And so one of her sisters gave me her little speech to read because she was unable to do it herself.
Aw.
So I sort of led things off and then made room for other people to come up and speak. And you know me, I've always got a little bit of dark humor going on. A lot of times I stifle it, but that Saturday Night Live bit that Kristen Wiig used to do, don't make me sing.
Oh, yeah.
Don't make me sing. Yeah. So there was a lull in people going up and everybody was facing the stage and facing the podium, expecting more people. And I turned around because everybody had just seen me talk for 5 minutes or whatever. And I turned around and sort of popped my head up and said, don't make me sing. And there was a little bit of tittering and somebody got up and they came up and And it carried on again. It was like, oh, okay. I guess we
Yeah.
should get up a little more quickly. So
Oh, good.
it went really well. Yeah, it was a beautiful, beautiful day.
Oh, and something to be grateful for, a true celebration of life. And I've been in touch the last few weeks with a woman who posts on my Facebook, and we only know each other through emails and posts and stuff, but she has chosen MAID later this month. And I don't know, I talk about wanting connection with people and feeling lonely and that sort of thing. And yet hearing that she has chosen this, it really kind of hit me because she's let me in on this decision she's made. And God knows the woman's been in pain for about 30 years. Plus she's lost her husband and she's looking forward to going to a place with peace and no pain. And I think it's kind of amazing that we have that option in this country. And there are people who are against it for whatever reasons, and that's okay. You don't want it, don't get it, don't do it. But just that the option is there. It kind of makes me feel better about the whole aging process in a way.
Yeah, as long as we keep our faculties and we stay on top of things so that, my concern would be for myself or for anybody else that you get past the point where you can give consent. But I guess at the same time, does it really matter at that point?
Well, that was the whole discussion about Robert Munsch when the story resurfaced that the author of Love You Forever and all of these other most wonderful children's books had agreed to MAID. But what was buried in that is that the story was about 10 years old because he has Parkinson's disease, right?
Yeah.
And at that time, before he lost said faculties, he said he would be choosing MAID down the road because a lot of people said, well, wait a minute, once you have dementia, you're not allowed to choose. But he had made this decision 10 years ago and wasn't doing it imminently. But his daughter came out and made that clear. Thank you for the outpouring of love, but Dad's not going yet. It's just something he said he'd do, like 10 years ago. But you know how the news cycles work, right? Something pops up and then it just gets repeated ad nauseum.
It's like Dolly Parton this week with her sister saying she's praying for her and everybody went, what? Dolly, what? And it turns out she has kidney stones and she's going to be fine. So
yeah, I was worried too.
Yes.
Nobody wants to live in a world without Dolly Parton, but Dolly had said a week ago she was postponing her Vegas residency because she had to take care of herself and no, it wasn't another plastic surgery, LOL. So, phew.
Kidney stones are painful, but they can be overcome, so that's what matters.
Yeah, losing Jane Goodall and Dolly Parton in the same month would not be acceptable. Something you've helped me a lot with, Lisa, of late, and I don't know why it's hitting me right now, 9 years in, is my feelings of bereavement around my career. And I guess it's maybe because the little things that were keeping me tethered, like emceeing in Toronto, like the gig you went to with me last year, and different things I was still needed for, are kind of fading away as I am in the public eye for things I used to do. I mean, we're still here going strong. And something you've driven home for me is just putting it aside and taking on gratitude. Do you want to kind of give the Coles Note lecture that you gave to me last week?
You asked or you prompted, but it's funny. When I left 680 News and I was still in my career, I remember Scott Metcalf, one of the best bosses I've ever had, one of the nicest guys I've ever known, writing in my goodbye card a quote from Dr. Seuss, I think. Don't be sad that it's over, be glad that it happened. And it always stuck with me that everything changes, everything evolves. There are new seasons, new people, new tasks, new dramas, new everything. The good stuff doesn't always last, but the bad stuff doesn't either. That really helped drive that home to me. Like, yeah, I'm glad it happened. I mean, there were times that I really missed being at that high level of broadcasting. And I mean, you were at the absolute highest level. And I get that. There was a satisfaction in that. But just the simplest things even. the fact that we are alive, and some people roll their eyes at this, but they're missing the point, I think, is like a 14 billion to 1 shot that you even get a life on this planet. And all of the things that we don't have to worry about every day, regular fundamental things that other people we know are consumed with concern about, that we don't have to because of whatever good fortune that smiled on us. It just comes back to that to me. I don't take on the empathy of worrying about others and where they are. I remind myself that I'm fortunate to have been past that or not going through that or whatever. Mm-hmm. I mean, I deeply empathize with people, but I don't wear it. Not my pig, not my farm is another one that I really like to say is like, you know what, that's got nothing to do with me and I can't do anything about it. I really want to spend my time, Erin, whatever time I have left, which we know there are more days behind us than ahead of us, probably, is that I really want to spend it doing stuff that's worthwhile, that helps people or does something better for the planet. I don't know.
Right. And the legacy effect starts coming in now, too. Like, what am I leaving behind?
And I know I'm probably leaving nothing behind. I don't have children or grandchildren, really. I mean, I will leave something for Tabitha and the kids, but I could, and I have briefly looked ahead and thought, you know, if something happens to Derek, God forbid, and something happened to me health-wise, what the hell happens? Do I end up in a chair on the street with a cup?
No, I'd take you and you would be on my street outside my house with a cup.
Oh, thank goodness. Yes. Thank goodness.
No problem.
But, you know, these things cross your mind, and I just choose not to go there. I just feel really, really fortunate.
Well, it is all a choice, and that's what we forget. It is all a choice. And I was reading more after talking with you about this last week, off the podcast, of course, because we're friends in real life. It's true. On how to find gratitude in hard times. And the first thing is don't rush straight to it. You don't say, oh, I'm grateful that my cousin passed away. You say where you are and what you're grateful for in having known him and what he brought to your life, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You start small, daily. And when you wake up in the morning and before bed, you take a few minutes to name 3 things you're grateful for within yourself, and then 3 things outside yourself, too. Another way is keeping a gratitude journal, which is kind of neat. And like, do you still do that? The little notes in the jar every day you write something good that happened?
It's not every day, but yeah, we still have the notes in the jar that we will go through on New Year's Eve so we can remember the good things that happened this year, yeah.
I love that. And you can start at any time. Volunteering is something else, of course, that you and I both lean into, and it's just as much giving as it is getting. It's incredible. And sharing your gratitude. It could look like a heartfelt acknowledgement, including, of course, birthday greetings or a home-cooked meal for a friend or just giving a compliment to a stranger. I love doing that. I just love doing that. Yeah.
Me too, because their eyes light up. Nobody's expecting it. And when it's genuine, it is just an amazing moment.
I have to tell you, I saw a couple walking past me the other day. It was the day of the second Blue Jays-Yankees game. And this young couple pushing a stroller or walking on the sidewalk past me in front of our condo building. And he's got on a Yankees cap. And I took out my AirPods very deliberately. And I said to them, excuse me. And they both smiled and said, yes. And I just used my pinky in one hand holding that AirPod, pointed to his hat and went, boo, and then kept walking. And he was startled and she laughed. And I'm sure they had no idea what just happened with this crazy lady in Sydney. But it felt good.
The one thing I just want to add is that, you know, there was a time in my life when I was depressed, clinically depressed, and you could have told me that I should be grateful for things or I should look around, look for gratitude, and I wouldn't have been able to find it.
Right.
And that's something people go through as well, and I get that. But that's what friends are for, and that's what therapy's for, and that's what a doctor's for. You know, sometimes you can't connect to it, but it's always there.
As we continue in this theme of gratitude this show, it kind of ties in with Lisa's birthday because, of course, we're Super grateful for you, my friend. But also, have you gotten your shipment of Sierra Sil yet?
No, I'm waiting for that.
Oh, good. Okay, because Lisa and Derek are both taking Sierra Sil, and these all-natural capsules, they're supplements. There's spray that's topical, very topical. We're talking about it now. And there's pet chews as well. And honestly, it works, and you have to try it. You have nothing to lose but the pain. You get your money back if you don't feel a difference within 14 days. It's Sierra Sil Joint Formula 14. Comes in different configurations. And Lisa believes Rob has been using it for years, still playing in goal after 70 years old. And it really does work. You got to try it.
It really does, and it makes those walks an awful lot better when you don't have pain. Check out sierrasil.com, Sierra like the mountains, SIL.com, and use the code GF for 14% off your purchase.
We do love the connection with our listeners from the past who are on social media with us, and from right now, like Lori. Okay, now Lori called into our voicemail line, Lisa, and she needs some advice. And I know that our listener, you will have advice for her too, but we're going to come up with the best that we've got. So listen to what Lori's problem is.
Hi, Erin and Lisa. Thanks for the opportunity to hear your thoughts on my quandary regarding our overzealous neighbor. So early this summer, we moved into a house with 2 apartments. We live on the main floor, and upstairs is our loud neighbor who works from home and conducts business on her balcony via speakerphone, almost to the point of being amplified. We moved here because it's a lovely tree-lined street where we have a beautiful side patio and a front porch. But now, unfortunately, we don't have the peace to sit outside and read or even have a conversation. This neighbor has already been here for 2 years, and our landlord rented to us because we're of a like age and we would get along. And we do get along, except for this. Fortunately, we have winter coming, which should curtail our balcony office for a few months. Erin and Lisa, I love your dynamics together and know that being giants in broadcasting, you can help me. Thanks so much. Take care.
Well, isn't
Thank
that
you.
nice?
Yes.
Very kind words. Thank you, Lori. And there is an addendum, Lisa. She wrote to us and said that there are other neighbors on the other side of her who can hear those conversations just as clear as day too. And now the woman has put up a tent so that she can smoke in the cold weather and do her work calls at the same time. Because my first thought was, oh, well, winter's coming. You won't have to deal with it. But
Right.
I've been looking through the New York Times for advice columns and stuff on this. What is your advice, first off, Lisa?
I think what Lori is avoiding, and I totally understand it because it is the go-to, is having a conversation with her about it. Because it's going to be awkward, it's going to be uncomfortable, the woman might get mad, there's all these unknowns about it. But I think Lori needs to sit with her and just let her know, take that approach. Are you aware that we can all hear your calls, everything that you're saying, when you make a phone call? She might have no idea. We have a neighbor who is not our next door neighbor who makes phone calls in her backyard, and they echo through the entire neighborhood. And it just sounds like she's on a loudspeaker, but she doesn't know. And I think that that's the only thing she's going to be able to do. That's what I see. What do you see?
Well, the smoke factor is a big thing, too. And,
Yes.
of course, smokers feel under attack. If it's weed, if it's cigarettes, if it's anything, the smoke travels. And we have both said you can tell if somebody 2 cars ahead of you is having a cigarette just from your air intake in your car.
Yep.
It's so there. Now, on the New York Times, the question was about somebody lighting up a joint, and it's like, oh, open your window and have one yourself, or shut the intake. People get really glib and quite nasty about it if you dare to complain. So, yes, she's up against that too. Now, there is the possibility of her going to the landlord who put them together. Is it something she could do, or do you not want to be the tattletale?
Well, I think smoking on her balcony is probably within this woman's rights.
Yes, it is.
Honestly, the talking to her directly, as uncomfortable as it is, and just asking her, are you aware?
Right.
Coming at it from sort of a friendly approach. Are you aware that we can all hear all of your phone calls, everything that you say? And if she says, I don't care, then that's the moment to say, well, I kind of do.
Right. And the fact that you said we can all means that, they've been talking with other neighbors about me. That might put her on edge, too.
Yeah, I guess so. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
She's infringing on Lori's rights to enjoy her property. I'm not going to worry too much about her thinking that she's been ganged up on because she is, because she is doing something that's annoying all of us. It's so amazing to me how us, and I'm putting myself in this as well, all human beings don't deal with somebody who is affecting so many of us negatively, right? They seem to have the power when they really don't. It only seems that way because she is going ahead, maybe not knowing that everybody can hear her. Mm-hmm. But if Lori wanted to just say, look, I can hear everything you say, and just speak for herself, again, from sort of a friendly, like kind of a, hey, I'm letting you know that this is going on in case you didn't know.
Right.
That's step one. You know, I've heard of lawyers getting involved and all these kinds of things. And, you want to avoid that. Because once you do, you'll never have a good relationship again.
Yeah. And there's a tactic that our meditation teacher taught us years ago. Come to someone from the approach of, would you be able to help me? And right away, you're putting yourself in a place of vulnerability.
Right.
And then go from there. I wonder if maybe you could help me. Yeah. And then go from there. It's just... Some people are just oblivious. They're the ones who listen to their phones or have their conversations on speakerphone in the airport or watch a device on the plane with their speakers up or don't have hearing devices for their children with their games in small places. It's just please think of people around you and maybe it'll make a difference.
I hope it does for Lori.
Thanks, Lori, for calling, and anyone who wants to call and just chat or comment on something we've talked about, or you can even ask questions. People are going to have advice for Lori. Go to our gracefullyandfrankly.com page. That's our website, and there's a little microphone icon in the bottom right, and you are welcome to call anytime. Can I say something nice about an airline for a change, Lisa?
Please.
Last week it was, I think WestJet was our twits. I can't even remember why now. But we often complain about airlines. But how about this? I noticed this in an email from Air Canada. They are the first North American carrier offering alcohol-free beer.
Wow. That's something since a lot of bars don't even do that.
More and more do, and unfortunately they cost the same as the boozy beer. It's Heineken, and I think that's a real plus. Give people options who want a beer but know they're driving when they land or don't want to have alcohol. So congratulations, Air Canada. You did it right.
That thing. Yeah, so I can have my Heineken when I've got my Envy pillow under my butt, because I always take it with me when I fly, right?
It's not meant for your butt, but
I know.
It does work on those hard airline seats. Sorry, Kathy and Kim.
That could be like a side business for them, like the Envy butt pillow.
Business.
Yeah. Hind business. And they have a really good deal on their sheets right now, too. I mean, of course, we talk about the pillows because they are amazing. And their copper and zinc pillow, heel skin, germ killing, spine aligning, which is what drew me to it, of course. But their wonderful sheets are 15% off. And you've got a pair, right? You came home to them?
I sure do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very soft and durable. Just like the Envy products you see all over the website, they are made sustainably. They've got that integrity, and they're made in Canada. And there are so many different items for you to see at their website. Check it out and get yourself a discount.
Absolutely. Go to Envy, ENVY pillow.com, and use the code GF for 15% off. Hey, thanks to Laura Ferry for buying us 5 coffees. Oh, and get this, Lisa. She also wore her Queenager t-shirt to the Keith Urban concert in Montreal a few weeks ago and gave a few people our email address for the bling in the shirt. How about that?
That is wonderful.
I don't want to be the party pooper here on your birthday, but what are we doing about the Canada Post strike and our stuff?
Oh, not an issue. I have been using our Stallion Express. They no longer use Canada Post at all. If it's earrings and it's normally sent with just a stamp, we'll work that out. But no problem with this courier. They're very low priced and yeah.
We've got you covered, so don't worry about that. If you're shopping at gracefullyandfrankly.com, where you can also get Lisa's books.
Oh, yes. I should really put All We Are up there, shouldn't I? That's the third and final book in the Felicity and Mitzi series. Oh. And, it needs to be up there. It's on still marked pre-order right now. But it's out because it came out on my birthday, and I'm just waiting for my copies to arrive so I can sign them and ship them out.
So today, as we speak on October 8th, you dropped your book on your birthday. Kind of like your mom dropped you. Well, that's nice.
Something
that's
like
nice.
that.
Yeah. Oh.
Easy date to remember.
Well, we're just about ready to wrap this up. And, of course, tomorrow I'll be on the flight and arriving very tired and in a stupor at your doorstep on Friday. But before we do, of course, it's time for This Week in Totally Stupid or...
Quiz! Have you ever looked at a plant-based food item in a grocery store and been confused and thought it was real meat?
No, because I know where I'm looking and what I'm looking for.
Exactly, because you're a smart person who knows how to read. Well, the European Union is looking at a law to change the names of plant-based foods so that they don't get confused with real meat. So, Beyond Burger would be Beyond Plant-Based Discs.
Come on.
Vegan sausages would be vegan tubes.
Oh, that's putting the EU in food names. Well, I would like a vegan tube, please.
Oh, it sounds gross. So it would strike down terms like steak, sausage, burger, hamburger, egg yolk, that kind of stuff, and make them use benign, non-food related names instead. And I think they're twits because we don't need this, and they certainly don't need to be spending time on this. Don't they have better things to do?
I think so. But you know what? One of the smartest marketing things in history is calling pleather or vinyl vegan leather.
That's brilliant.
Right?
Brilliant.
You get to buy your shoes and say, oh, look at I'm doing something good for the planet. I'm not killing a cow. Well, you haven't bought cow shoes in years anyway.
Right. And your plastic shoes will stay in the landfill for millennia.
Exactly. They'll find those and silicone implants. Yeah. Tits and bits. That's what it's going to be. There you go. There's our twits for the week. I am just beyond excited. Now, Lisa, we should tell folks that we wanted to do a Facebook Live while we're together, but being the long Thanksgiving weekend, we know people have other turkeys to take care of besides us.
Yeah. We'll probably put some videos up of some stuff we do or whatever. Just going around, you'll see what we're up to, but that's about it. You're busy.
Yes, you are. We understand that. We're not. We're just hanging out. We're going to have a movie night watching Spinal Tap on Prime.
My brother's coming for Thanksgiving.
Your brother, Kevin? I get to meet the mythical Kevin?
Finally, after 20-some-odd years? Yes.
Great. Well, I'm going to dig out our game right, left, center that you play for toonies, and we're going to play for money and yell and laugh and swear. So... Yay! Okay.
Sounds perfect. Yay! Can't wait to see you.
I can't wait to see you. Happy birthday again, my friend, my dear, dear Lisa. I love you.
I love you back.
I was talking to the listeners.
Oh.